Well, hello and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Today we're going to be doing the voiceover for my GAC on my main account to start off the second round of the week, because apparently my stupid self forgot to make sure the mic was actually the OBS remembered my mic, so So Dartnell 27 was the second opponent for this round. Not round, for this week. They're from the Force-sensitive sentience and all that, so, yippee. I don't know why it's taking so long for me to ramble on like that, but, I mean, whatever. Let's just get to the nitty-gritty. They, of course, have the Leia cron, Of course they do. Not Leia cron. I did. That was my defenses, whatever. Their defenses, Jabba, Lord Vader. See, now that doesn't look so weird. But their defenses, Jabba, Lord Vader, Maul, Reva. There's a Bossk team in the bottom down there. But I've written down counters for a lot of these teams because I didn't want them get them mixed up. Then south was Kylo, Rex, Leia with that tank cron, Queen Amidala with high relics on them, and Iden. So, but yeah, hopefully this next time I'll actually remember to make sure my mic is remembered by OBS, because holy crap, that was... So I went to go to edit this, Saturday evening, but we'll get back to that in a second. The Leia cron has 158% defense, buffs on basic, the defense pin up and offense up for the attackers for Drogon, which is annoying, but not the biggest thing. But I went to edit down this video, I throw it into DaVinci Resolve, and I realized, well, there is nothing going on there. So, because guess what? My stupid self had forgotten to check to see if OBS had, remembered my microphone, even though it was fucking plugged in. But the idea here is against Leia, even though it's not the tank cron, we're gonna still be doing Reva, because it seems like Reva is the more safer option for dealing with Leia right now. So, just because with that stupid tank protection regen stuff not working properly, with the stacking max health, stacking, what's it, max protection, that's stacking, I don't remember which one's stacking, but whatever it is, it's not working the way it's supposed to be working, so, that's very annoying, but, it's okay. Gotta deal with it somehow. Let's see... But yeah, I literally had written down, so like I had like a little notepad with like the teams I was gonna use where kind of thing, so that way I didn't use the wrong team against the wrong GL or non-GL kind of thing, or no. Okay, no, there was, yeah, the 4 GLs and the 2 non-GLs I was worried about, so. And the good thing is with the Leia team is whenever they start dispelling those purges, they get death mark on them, so that's really great for the Reva counter there. Now, who did we go for after this? I don't remember. We're going for Kylo. So they have the 400% offense boost, that max protection, and max health boost, and the damage boost for Kylo based on the relic amplifier levels. But we're going with Bane. The reason why I didn't take Sass is because I believe I ended up using her swear with Darth Malgus later on, but also just because Talon doesn't really have a home at the moment with like Traya, because Traya, I always do Traya, Nihilus, and Savage to deal with the Gungans and all that, so I gotta have a usage for her somewhere. But yeah, Kylo on defense is weird, and then Talon getting the kill with a basic against SLKR was pretty amusing in my opinion. I'm not even gonna lie, that was pretty ridiculous. Alright, the Queen Amidala team, like I said, high relics on them. Relic 8 on Queen Amidala, Relic 9 on the 2 Jedi. And they had the TM reduction based off of, I keep calling it team reduction, damage reduction based off of their TM. Jeez, I get that wrong every time. I don't know why. You would think by now I would have figured it out. And we're not going to take in General Kenobi. I did, you know, ponder over it. You know, I go over here, .gg, to look for like the percentage to see if it really mattered. But yeah, we're gonna go with Padme because why not? Now, as normal, I have the conundrum of, do I go for Padawan Obi-Wan or Queen Amidala with the leap from Cat? And we're gonna actually go, after we, you know, nuked out Padawan Obi-Wan, we're gonna go and nuke out Queen Amidala because of that stupid army of hers that lets him have an immunity to healing immunity, which really slows down the whole, you know, whole thing of JMK being able to throw healing immunity on people. That's not supposed to be resistible or anything, but, you know, CG, I guess, has it written, coded at least, to, I guess, be superseded by the army. Fuck, I don't know, man, it's something stupid, but, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna go for her, I hope, get her out relatively soon, but with that damage reduction based on the TM, it's gonna be a little difficult because, you know, doing 10k, 3k damage, not doing a lot, 20k, doing a little better though because of the exposes proccing. And there we go, the kick got her knocked out, and now it's just Master Qui-Gon and the handmaiden decoy that does, well, a whole lot of nothing, because, yeah, she just does a whole lot of nothing. Oh, also while we're here, I do have a Discord server set up if y'all want to join. The link will be in the description below, and yeah, come by and hang out if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. Not a requirement. I got it set up finally, you know, and people that have joined already is like, you need to be a little bit more proactive on talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I should, but I'm not the best at doing that, mostly because I worry about like pushing it too much and making people not want to join. Oh, so we're gonna deal with the Rex team before we start dealing with more of the big stuff. Well, honestly, I was just trying to clear the south zone so we can see what I would need, what I could use up north and all. But with the, you know, max health, max protection stuff, we're just gonna go with Malgus because it's the most sensible thing to do, honestly. Because with Malgus being unable to be insta-killed by Rex's Annihilate, and with, you know, the fact that we can throw doubt on the board and do all that other fun jazz with, sorry, Darth Malgus, you know, it's more of just a why would you not do it kind of thing. And again, since he's not on defense, you might as well use him on offense. I do love fear going out whenever that doubt expires. And look at that, 5's is gone already. And then we're gonna go for OG Rex because the less time he has ramping up to get that leap off, the better it'll be. And you know, I'm pretty sure he's hit auto because why not? No point in really faffing about more than I already do in the first place, but you know. Okay, so the Iden team had me a little worried, mostly because I had everything else like kind of chalked up of where I wanted to use where and all that. The reason why I was worried is because that defense of like 89% and the Ripasay kind of worries me, you know? Because if she can get that Ripasay to rockin' and rollin', obviously, you know, she can start chewing through my health pool because guess what? Ripasay ignores protection. So, if we ever get it figured out on what are we doing, I believe I use JML here. Because I didn't really have a lot of options, you know, add rads on defense. So, there we go. Finally got it figured out. But yeah. But this one isn't going to be a cut and dry little simple, oh, we can just mollywop Iden Versio thing, because even with the fact that, you know, we do get to rocking and rolling, the problem is going to be is my choice of who I went for. I probably should have not hit Scout Trooper with Cal Kestis, because as you can see, she's in stealth. And also, as you can see, I don't have anyone that can really, you know, do much about the buff dispelling for it. Because, well, we've got Iden, you know, doing Iden things and keeping Scout Trooper hidden. Meanwhile, I'm so weird losing my patience, because I'm trying to get Scout out of stealth. And why is it that she kept regaining stealth? Maybe I can figure that out real quick. Let's see. Scout Trooper. Oh, whenever she's critically hit. Ah, that would be it. That would explain it. That would explain it. So every single time we were critting Scout Trooper, that would be why she was getting stealth. Okay. I knew it was something of like her unique, but I couldn't remember what it was. And I wanted to check while I was in the fight, like while I was recording this the first time. However, I didn't do that, and I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I've been up for a while now, and yeah, you know, whatever. But I ended up resolving just to, you know, start doing big hits, doing AoEs, that way maybe, just maybe we can knock her out with like JML's AoEs, Cal's AoEs, even Jedi Revan with his AoE could maybe do it. It's just, it's very difficult to achieve. Never. She also has health recovery, like, as well, so you're kind of like doing, you're going up against a pretty annoying wall here of just not remembering kits properly. Okay, she's finally out of stealth, so what do? We finally mark her down and give her buff immunities. That way she can't hide, and that way we can finally get rid of her. It took me, as you can see, almost 3 minutes to figure that out, or get it to properly line up for me, but we did win. It's just, boy oh boy did I heavily misplay that. Oh, because I didn't remember a kit. And also the thing was, we opened the back zone here. For some reason he put Dark Trooper with Darth Malgus, but he also put Rey in the back zone with the extra max health, max protection, crit avoidance, crit armor pin. I almost said crit armor. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it was kind of sneaky to try to throw Rey in the back zone to see if I had used all my big stuff out front, because, like, you know, with the fact that we still had Jabba, Reva, and Lord Vader, I was looking at my notes on what teams I used where, but like with the fact that we still had those teams up north to deal with, it made sense to do this, because you gotta find the balance, like on the borderlands of Kyber 1, like in Kyber 2, or even like the very bottom of Kyber 1, like what will get you defensive holds and what could like trip your opponents up and all that yada yada stuff. So, but also that's, I mean, I don't mind doing voiceovers for videos. It's just, I used to do them whenever I didn't have like a functioning, I had a laptop that couldn't run the game through an emulator, and it would have been a bit of a nightmare and a half to like screen share it from my phone onto my computer and record it properly. So I did voiceovers like those to edit it, like I'm doing that, like not post edit, but after the battles were over, with the ability of hindsight. So I don't know. I prefer doing them live, so that way the reactions are more genuine instead of like, oh, I know what happens next kind of thing. Because then I feel like it takes away from it, you know. But so we've gotten through Rey's ult. We gotta somehow burn through Ben, and I was trying to line up the kill on Ben, so that way we can then kill Rey, so that way he wouldn't return. And then just the cherry on top, getting that Star Destroyer yanked down for max banners. It's just, God, it's so great to have that work out properly. Are we finally going up north? We're finally going up north. So, I know someone commented on one of my videos, I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the one on Doya for the first round. To use Cere against something. I don't know what they were really referring to, like using Cere against. Maybe it was against Reva, but I have been doing Cere more often than not against Reva now, because it saves me C for whatever else, and then you know, then it saves me a GL to use elsewhere against, instead of having to use a GL against a non-GL. But also the great thing is, with the Cere team, and with Malgus especially, whenever Reva does her healing immunity AoE, she just gives him damage immunity for the entire team. Because with that Ami, I believe it is it the Ami? But whatever it is on Malgus is one of his uniques. Whenever they get inflicted with healing immunity, they get damage immunity. So it's a really great way of just heavily neutralizing this team. I don't know why I threw the lightsaber with Cere there. I don't really know why, I just did it. But it doesn't really matter, because Malgus does ridiculous amounts of damage. I believe he's only Relic 8 too, but like still, it's just insane how much damage he can actually do. And now for Vader, you know, we've got the Fostkron with some crit damage and offense. The offense boost kind of worried me, just because, you know, it's a nice little chunk of offense being boosted. But yeah, we're gonna go with Bo, obviously, just because, you know, Bo is just really great at handling Lord Vader, even without the Datacron. And I know that was one of my questions whenever, because, you know, I'm getting Bo right after her Datacron's going away. How is she gonna do, kind of thing, you know? But it turns out perfectly fine. It doesn't matter that she doesn't have a Datacron. I mean, I have only 2 of the Amis on her. It's her leadership and her unique, and that's all I have on her, because you really don't... I mean, you could go with the special attacks Ami, but, like, I feel like you'd be better off holding on to them for, like, Jar Jar, or Luthen, or, maybe Hermit Ezra whenever he comes, kind of thing, but, like... you know, you gotta think ahead, and obviously with Amis being one of the more difficult to obtain resources in this game, you really gotta be pick and choose on what you want to get. And now with Fostkon, Vader's SOL, because I get why he did this team, but I think it would have been better if he had maybe like Royal Guard or another, just some other tank, so Faust could hide with that damage immunity for longer and all that jazz. So, because, you know, even with the damage immunity, getting rid of it really put a kibosh on that team. So Jabba, you know, protection up, not protection up, Datacron with the grit, and then 90 something defense. Ideally I wanted to take Faust with this team, but because I did not have him on offense, he was on defense with like Hux or something like that. We're gonna go with First Order officer, just because it makes the most sense to do. Gonna obviously go with the First Order Special Force TIE Pilot Kron. And just hopefully crush him, you know? And the handy dandy thing is, since we can ignore the taunt from Chris Hansen, we can go for Leia pretty easily. But I wanted to stun him regardless of the fact, because I'm pretty sure Leia is just immune to stuns as it is, so, you know, really no point in trying to stun her if she can't be stunned. And there we go, she's already gone. Now, the Grit Kron really isn't going to help Chris Hansen, to be completely honest with you, because it's just, yeah, it's making him more of a nuisance, but like, Like, we've already got both him and Jabba pretty low on health. And there he goes. No more Chris Hansen, no more Jabba. So, oh, and I had to mark down that the Kylo team worked against Jabba because I was trying to keep track of what I had used where, basically. Because like I said, with all those different teams lined up, I wanted to make sure I won them all. The Gungan Kron, not the best. The boss Nass roll is probably the most annoying bit of it, just because you have to take out the shield generator essentially twice before you can kill the Gungans, which is obviously always annoying to deal with. But I mean, you know, once you get Phalanx isolated, like with the debuff isolate, it's pretty easy just to not have the Gungans really do a whole bunch. I mean, yeah, you'll have to weather the storm of 20 stacks of the thing for the shield generator, but like, it could be worse, I guess. But now that, you know, now that Phalanx is isolated, they can't really keep getting a whole bunch of assists. What I was gonna say is I wish I'd gotten a boss Nass Kron on, I think, either one of my accounts. I don't know if either one of them actually have it. I know both have Jar Jar ones, and like Tarpals, and I think Phalanx. I think the only one we didn't get, or the only one I didn't get, I guess I should say, was Boss Nass's, or maybe Doya got one. No, I'm pretty sure Doya got one on his. It's not the best stats. I mean, it's like crit damage, and I think maybe a little armor pin, maybe, but like, this is my main account, obviously, so not the same wheelhouse when it comes to that Krons, because yeah, it's just not likely to end up getting the same Datacrons or the same stats and all that. Because imagine if you could. Also, like, I know Jim Savage, like he said in Discord the other day, imagine if you could trade Datacrons. Imagine if you could, like, the whales would be like set, bro. They'd have like everything defense pinned, not pinned, but rolled, and offense, like the armor pin stuff rolled up high. They'd have like everything like set. Because be like, hey, can you trade me that Datacron? I'll trade you this one, and yada yada yada. I mean, it'd be nifty maybe for a minute, and then you start thinking about it, you're like, no, 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 let's not do that. We don't need to give them any more buffs than necessary. And, you know, no. Okay, so it's a support Kron for the Zori team. Well, defend Zori team, I should say. A little bit of extra defense. So I will say that there is the rather lengthy support role is really good with the Zori on defense, because the next GAC video after this one, it'll showcase it with Doya, not to do a voiceover for it as well, but yeah, no, it's pretty potent. But I'll let y'all see that whenever that video comes out. We're just gonna nuke this Finn scenes out of existence with Aphra, because it's just the way to go, honestly. But I don't know, like I said, how well it'll do against like a proper support Kron. But maybe I was just unlucky. I don't know, but that's not here or there at the moment. Luckily we got Finn out before Zord could cleanse him. And there we go. Another dead team. I'm not even gonna lie, whenever I saw that he had Jedi Consular worked up, I was really not really kerfuffled, but really amused, because it's got the good Jedi Consular role with a little bit of defense, crit damage, protection, and buffs on basic. But like, I know whenever the Naboo raid was dropping and people were thinking about like a healer leadership and all that, like people looked at either Luminara or him as the only options. And like, then the Consular Datacron came out with set 16 obviously, and you know, I even waxed poetic about it in that Datacron video of mine, and I didn't even keep the one I got of him. I rolled it over to Visas and called it a day, just because I don't know, like Consular with no leadership or unique on him, he's not really I mean, he is bringing something to the Naboo raid, but like, you're just better off running other teams besides him as a leader, I guess. Like, even like, apparently he can do really well with Keller and Beck, but I know that takes some remodding and hitting certain thresholds, obviously. Same is said for the Luminara team, but... So we got 117% defense with this Dark Trooper Ophidian Kron. And of course, the more team they have, the less damage they take. So, who are we doing? Oh, we're gonna do the Finn team. Okay. I don't know if I'll keep the Finn team on offense, honestly. I mean, it's tempting, but if it gets... I don't know. I mean, like, if it gets steamrolled on defense with a Sport Kron, even with that, like, really good Sport Kron for Zori, maybe it wouldn't be worthwhile to leave it on defense, but... yeah. I feel like this is a really good option for dealing with Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, especially if you don't have Admiral Raddus on offense, or you don't want to use a GL against it. Because you got stuns, you got healing immunity, you got cleanses. We're gonna go after Dark Trooper though, because the good thing is that he can't be revived whenever Dark Trooper Moff Gideon does his little revive thing. So ideally, the quicker it hits dead, the quicker we can focus down Dark Trooper Moff Gideon and just start going to town. I mean, yeah, we're doing a little less damage because of Demoralized, but with the exposes, I think we're pretty much fine, honestly. You know, just no point in really worrying about it. Okay. Alright. Okay, and now for OG Gideon. I mean, OG Gideon can be annoying, but I mean, now he's all by himself, he can't really do a whole bunch of hiding, obviously, but... I mean, look at that, max banners. I mean, will it work all the time? Maybe, maybe not, but like... Is it fun whenever it works? Oh, hell yeah. The Maul team, I mean, armor pins 59%. 54% isn't really anything to scoff at. Crit damage, the extra max health, and max protection. The thing is, I could have gone with anything besides C, maybe, but I really didn't want to leave it up to chance if this guy was going to attack or not, you know? Because less than ideal if he had done that kind of thing, you know? But with C, then you can just link up Maul and obviously Gar Saxon because he was taunting. And then they get to start losing protection because of all their assisting out of turn. I mean, are we going to take damage? Oh yeah, because Maul does pretty substantial damage as it is. And we lose Maul. We lost Watt, sorry. And then losing... I think all the protection on C is not exactly the best thing in the world, but I mean, you know. I mean... Yeah, I mean... what else can you say about that? You just nuke them out of existence and boom. Now there's nothing left. The Bossk team has the tank revive, 97% defense. He gets crit hit, 100% critical points whenever he gets critically hit, and the stacking critical damage and speed roll if he stuns someone. I mean, yeah, it's a good roll, but I mean, if you can just steamroll it with like Iden or Jedi Revan, Dash, maybe CLS could do it. Imperial Troopers might be able to pull it off if you are faster than Zam and their team as a whole, especially with like Piet and Veers and Dark Trooper. That'll probably work pretty spectacularly. So, but I just want to, you know, the attacker cron with Dash because it's. I think the results speak for themselves. I mean, yeah, this team's not the best on defense, but like, it's still pretty fun to watch them just steamroll the bounty hunters like this. Alright. Now, fleets. Fleets is, you know, triple meta fleet lineup. So, we're gonna have to do some mirrors, we're gonna do some... No, I don't think we did mirrors on every single fight, if I remember correctly. I know we did mirrors on the first two, against Leviathan and the Profundity. But... And, like... Every single time you do the Leviathan, there's always a toss-up on who goes first. And with the fact that his sass was also Relic 9, maybe a little worry, you know, because then it's a matter of, well, whose sass goes first and does what kind of thing, you know? Because if you go second, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, it makes things a little harder, yeah, but like it's not the end of the world unless you get completely steamrolled. But that's just a given for everything, honestly. But we're going to call him the Interceptor first because there he blew up my hangars, and I really wanted to keep the dagger alive if I had decided to bring him in. Need to get rid of their TM train provider, which is Sith Assassin. And there's their Interceptor. Annoying, but you know, manageable. And look at that. Now we can just go to town on them. I honestly don't remember. I don't think I brought in the Sith, the TIE Dagger. Because, you know, it gives me an extra banner or two, I think, for the final score. But, like, it wasn't really, like, the end-all, be-all kind of thing that I needed. And look at that. There we go. No more Leviathan. This feels really odd to do voiceovers again for this after the fact. I cannot believe I went through both of those recordings and didn't realize that I hadn't made sure the mic was picked up by OBS. You would have even think just like a simple look over on my other screen would have shown me, hey dummy, you didn't make sure that your mic was being picked up. No, I didn't make sure it was being picked up at all. You know? Okay, I think we gotta skip ahead a little bit here. Oh, nope, not too far. Okay. So, of course, we got the Profundity Mirror. We're gonna do it with the TIE Bomber reinforcement because it really does just really simplify the battle, because I mean, yeah, it's not a rebel, but I mean, if it puts burning on the field with that reinforcement, then guess what? They don't get to assist each other whenever they are burning. Now, of course, it's always a matter with the Profundity fleet. Are you going to get assist? Not always guaranteed, no, but I mean, you know, we do get their Y-Wing out first, so I mean, that's good for me. Bad for them, but I mean, you know, good for me. We're gonna call on the bomber, just that way, Han and dash don't assist one another. Now, whenever Biggs reinforced, I thought that was Wedge, so I said, oh, look, it's Wedge. I'm like, no, wait, it's Biggs. I don't know how I managed to get that messed up, but I mean, you know, whatever. Not the biggest of things to really worry about, because, I mean, they're both X-Wings, but, like, you know, not getting any assist. Now we're up to about, I think, like 70% ult charge. But, I mean, yeah, with the Profundity mirrors, it's just a race to see who gets to ult first. And that's why, if you're doing a Profundity mirror, the TIE Bomber really tips it in your favor, because with burning on the field, like I said, they don't get to assist one another. Meanwhile, you get to make mincemeat of their fleet, because you don't have burning on yourself, and you can just, like, look at that, Han couldn't even do assist off of the call from their Profundity. And there we go. Another fleet battle won. And now we gotta deal with Executor. Okay. We had to skip forward a little bit because I spent several minutes, you know, I spent a little bit of time watching a YouTube video to make sure I knew what I was doing against this Executor fleet, because I know the Chimaera is very iffy sometimes being a counter against Executor, especially if they blow up the Scythe and the TIE Defender pretty quickly whenever you reinforce with it. So, and especially with Houndstooth out front, it's not as cut and dry on what to do where kind of thing. There's my TIE Fighter, that's fine. I can bring in the TIE Defender. Now, I don't know if I should have done the stun or the basic with Iden there. And the fact that we lost, you know, the Scythe is extremely annoying, because now we don't have basically any stacks of formation to really help us chew through this team more easily. And here comes IG, which had me worried, because with his double tap and the fact that he can stun, it could have really messed up Iden there. And also the reason why we didn't do the foresight move there with the TIE Interceptor is because I wanted to make sure I can mark down Xanadu Blood and kill him before he got back into stealth and started double tapping any of my ships. Because now it's just a race of who kills who or what more quickly. And I needed to beat that clock against their Executors, that way I didn't have to like two-shot it. I mean, I was willing to take the challenge and issue of having two-shot an Executor, but I really didn't want to. So, and we got 2060 as the score there. Okay, so Dartnell only did 11 banners just to get a score on the board. They attacked Rey and Leia, and I don't know which one they did first, but either way, whatever they did, they were just getting banners on the board to, you know, get a score on the board instead of nothing at all. Anyways, Discord server link is in the description below. If y'all enjoyed, don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys later. I hope you have a good rest of your day.